welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Katie. Today I'm super excited because I am hosting my very first open collab. So I'm super excited about this. Since it's October, the theme for this collab is going to be Crocktober. So a bunch of awesome fellow YouTuber ladies joined in with me on this, and we're all featuring different crock pot recipes or slow cooker recipes. I think some even used an Instapot. So you get the point, that kind of thing. We're all doing different recipes. Some people are doing soups, some people are doing meats, some people are doing desserts. So I'm super excited for this. The link to that playlist will be in my description box, and that will have all of the ladies' videos on it. So you can just click that link and watch and get tons of new recipe ideas. And if you're anything like me, I love crock pot recipes because they tend to be super easy. And as a busy mom of 3, that is what I aim for, easy and simple. So today I'm also going to be sharing with you 3 of my own favorite crock pot recipes. And I'm super excited about these. These are all really easy and super yummy. So I'm excited to show those to you. So let's get started with the first recipe. Okay, so the first recipe I'm sharing with you guys is a loaded potato soup. And this is a new to me recipe that I found on Pinterest. And I have made potato soup in the crock pot before, but it always involved using like frozen hash browns or frozen potatoes. And I really wanted to try it with this recipe using just fresh potatoes that are not frozen. So it was pretty easy. It required about 7 or 8 cups of potatoes. So I peeled them, diced them, and then rinsed them really well. And then I went ahead and threw those into my crock pot. And I'm going to cover those with some chicken broth. And my crock pot, you'll see in a minute, it got really full. So I ended up taking about a cup of those potatoes out, just because I knew that I was also adding other ingredients and I didn't want it to overflow. But yeah, it got really full here for a minute. But go ahead, cover those with chicken broth, and then add a little bit of salt and pepper to season. About half of an onion, and I am so terrible at cutting onions. It hurts my eyes so much. So my wonderful husband always offers to do it for me. So he actually diced up this onion and then put that in the crock pot to cook with the potatoes. Stirred everything up really well. I went ahead and set that on low, and I'm gonna let that cook for about 6 hours, and then I'll come back to it and add the rest of the ingredients. While I'm waiting for that to go ahead and cook, I'm going to go ahead and cook my bacon. So I don't know if you guys have ever tried cooking bacon in the oven, but that is what I always do, especially if I'm going to be adding it to a recipe. Sometimes when I'm just making bacon like for breakfast, I do prefer to do it in a frying pan. But if I'm adding it to a recipe, I almost always do it in the oven because it's less mess and it's just much easier. You can set your oven for 400 and about 15 minutes and your bacon is done. So I went ahead and cooked my bacon, and then I'm going to use my Pampered Chef hand chopper thing. I don't know the exact name of it, but I'm going to use that to chop the bacon up, and it works so well. I highly recommend this little gadget if you don't have one like this. I use it to chop up nuts and bacon and all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, chop that up, put most of it aside to go into the soup, but then I will leave a little bit to use as garnish at the end to go on top of the soup. potatoes have been cooking for about 6 hours, you're going to go ahead and mix some cornstarch with some milk. I think I did 5 tablespoons of cornstarch to 1 cup of milk. You can just kind of eyeball it, you know, that's what I did. And you're going to mix that up really, really well. Then you're going to pour it into the soup and stir it in. In about 4 ounces of sour cream and also a whole bag of shredded cheddar cheese. I think it was 8 ounces, and the bacon that I cooked. So I will add all of that in, stir it up really good, and then you want to continue letting the soup cook for at least an hour so that the cheeses really melt really good and everything soaks up all the flavor and is just in a good consistency melted together. So I'm going to stir it all in and then I'll let it sit for a while.
As a young girl, the fields were mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care in the world. I was one rich little girl.
While I'm letting the soup continue to cook, I'm going to go ahead and shred up some cheddar garnish for the top. I had used my whole bag of already pre-shredded, so I just went ahead and shredded a block, which I kind of prefer doing that anyways. I really like the taste of cheese that you've shredded yourself. So I just did a little bit to go on the top of our soup, and then I'm also going to cut up some green onions for garnish as well.
No mistake ever kept me late. We spent summers catching fireflies and winters on our skates. One big smile across my face. We used to dance our way to church on Sundays. Mama set the pace. Daydreamer, kitten and maid.
Okay, so it's done cooking now. I'm going to serve it into the bowls and then I'll garnish it with the toppings. And that was our potato soup. It turned out super yummy.
We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care in the world. I was one.
The next meal I'm going to be sharing with you guys is chili. I know everybody makes chili their own way, so this is the way that I make chili and that my mom made chili growing up, and it is just so good. This is definitely a weekly or bi-weekly staple in our house in the colder months of fall and winter. It's just comfort food, so good. I love chili. So anyways, I like to start with half of an onion diced up really small. I also use a pound of ground beef, which I had already cooked earlier in the week, and I had frozen, so I had set it out and let it thaw. I also like to use a whole green bell pepper in my chili, and I had also already cut that up earlier in the week and stuck it in the freezer, so that had already been thawed too. So those are the two things that are sitting there in the bags that you see. So I'm going to go ahead and dump everything into my crock pot. Chili is my favorite meal because it tastes good, but also it is so easy to make. You literally just dump everything in and forget about it, and when you come back later that night, it is done. It's so easy. I love it. So there's my ground beef. I'm gonna dump that in along with the bell pepper. And then the other things that I use a can of kidney beans, a can of diced tomatoes, a can of tomato sauce, and then a packet of chili seasoning. And that is everything that I put in my chili. It's just a really good combo. If you've never tried chili this way, go ahead, give it a try. It's always fun to try out new ways. Like I said, I know everybody does chili differently, but try this one out if you never have. Okay, our chili is done now. Doesn't that look so good? And I didn't do anything to it since I put it in the crock pot earlier this morning, so that is always so awesome. So here's something unique that my husband and I like on our chili, and that is yellow mustard. I think I had chili in a video, at a different video, and people have commented that they had never seen anybody put mustard on their chili. So maybe we're just weird, I don't know, but it's a really good combination. If you've never tried it, try it sometime. It kind of reminds me of like a hot dog, like chili on a hot dog with mustard. I don't know, it's just a really good flavor. So then we also like to put a little bit of cheddar cheese on top of our chili, and then we also like to put Fritos, the little Fritos, not the scoops, but the little ones. Very specific. So we put a little bit of sour cream and some Fritos on our chili, and just all of those flavors together are so good. Just one of, like I said, one of our favorite fall and winter meals. Okay guys, and here is the last meal that I'm sharing with you, and this one is cubed beef steak. And this is another one of those comfort foods. I grew up, whenever we would go to my grandma's house, eating this. She would always make it, and it's just one of those meals that, I don't know, like I said, it's the warm, it fills you up, it's just comfort food, and it's great for those fall and winter months. So you're just going to put some cubed steak into your crock pot, then you're going to get a can of cream of mushroom, and I really like Campbell's, and you're going to also add 1 packet of the Lipton onion soup mix, the dry mix, and then I think it's a half a cup of water, and mix all of that up really good together, and then you're going to cover the steaks with that mixture, and you're just going to let that cook all day. Really easy.
I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car.
Okay, now I was just going to tell you guys how I make my green beans real quick. I've been making them this way for a while now, ever since I found out on Pinterest about this way. And this keeps the flavor really good. They taste so good, and it's so simple. So anyways, I just use a can of the cut green beans. You're going to want to drain half of the water from the can. So drain it halfway, leave the rest of the water in, dump it in. Add a dash of pepper, a dash of salt, a dash of onion powder, and then 1 tablespoon of butter. I don't know where that went. I have it sitting somewhere. Mix it all together and let it simmer until all of the water evaporates. So it's usually about 15, maybe 20 minutes. And when all the water evaporates, then you're good to go. And it keeps all of the flavor, the seasonings on the green beans. Because there's no water that you're losing the seasonings in. So it's really good and really easy. I don't know if this is something that everybody does, but this is just the way that I have done it ever since I tried it from Pinterest one time, and it's really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and make our green beans and make our rice, and then we'll be ready to eat.
Troubles to rest, blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fine. Oh, this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out. So try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can.
So I'm going ahead and making some of this instant rice. It's so easy to make, very quick and easy. I'm also going to make some of these yeast rolls. This brand, I think it's Sister Schubert's. It's affordable and they're very good. I like to put just a little dab of butter on top of them before I stick them in the oven, and they're just really yummy. They're very light, really good. So that is what I'm making to go along with it. Here's what the green beans look like after about 15 minutes of cooking. So as you can see, almost all of the liquid is gone. And I don't know if you can tell, but all the seasoning is on the green beans. So like I said, doing it this way just really helps them stay seasoned and not lose the seasoning in the liquid.
Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town.
Okay, so everything's done now. I'm just gonna plate the food, and that's what we had for dinner. It's a pretty simple, easy meal, and it's really yummy. Like I said, this is comfort food. So doesn't that look so good? And that was our dinner tonight. So I hope you enjoyed seeing those 3 recipes that I shared. And like I did mention, please go check out the playlist because there are so many more recipes to check out. It will give you so much inspiration and new ideas. All of the ladies that participated with me on this collab, they're so sweet, and I know that you will enjoy their channels also. If you are new coming over from one of their channels, or if you just happen to find me here on YouTube, thank you so much for coming, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you're new. Please introduce yourself. I would love to get a chance to chat with you in the comments. And thank you so much for your support. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
Bright blue eyes. We were conversing into the night sky when you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy.